Hey YouTube, hey guys, this is Young Vintage Gamer, and today, and for this video, we're gonna talk now. I'm sure, whether you guys are aware or not, people already know about the Atari 2600. So today we're gonna talk about one of Atari's old competitors, the ColecoVision. So we're gonna. So I reviewed the console earlier on my old videos, which I'm about to delete, or unless it's already been deleted, but I'm going to make a new one, because the last few videos I made for the ColecoVision was low resolution, and the sound wasn't anything to write home about, plus I barely knew what I was talking about. So, I'm going to make a new video for the ColecoVision, but this time in high definition. So, let's check it out. So Coleco has been founded in 1932. They were originally named for a Connecticut leather company and was founded by Maurice Greenberg. I might have butchered it. He's a supplier of leather shoemakers, and in the 1950s, Coleco started making different things, leading to being a toy company by the end of the decade, including wading pools, doll carriages, tabletop hockey games, electronic handheld games, and power cycle plastic tricycles, pinball machines, pool tables, sleds, and Dr. Seuss characters. And in 1972, Atari Incorporated introduced the first arcade game ever made, which is Pong. So then, eventually in 1975, Atari released their Pong console in 1975, and then a year later, in 1976, Coleco made their own Pong console, which is the Coleco Telstar. And then Coleco started releasing variations such as the Coleco Telstar Ranger, where it comes with a light gun. And then there's the Coleco Telstar Colormatic, which is the first Coleco Telstar consoles to use color graphics. So enough about the history, let's look at the console. As you can see here, here's the ColecoVision. Now here's the word ColecoVision Video Game System, as you can see on the front. On the front we got an expansion module interface on the front with a sliding cover on the front that slides open. It's hard to... that thing's kind of stiff and hard to open sometimes. It's got a cartridge port on the top, and it's got a door to protect it from dust, which is a good thing, something the Atari 2600 lacks. It's got a simple on-off switch, a reset button, as you can see here, and now as you can see, I taped its serial number on there, because when I got the console it fell off. It's got some rubber feet. Yeah, here's the channel select, which is hard to reach. And here's the RF, aka the VHF connector. Here's the AC adapter port, which... that thing is unique, so if you don't have an AC adapter for this thing, you're screwed. So make sure you get the AC adapter, right? Here's the controller ports. Controller trays with the two controller ports, one for each controller. And it docks in nice and conveniently like this. Now to show you the controllers of what they look like. I guess you can see it's got a thumb-shaped joystick with two fire buttons, one on each side, which is kind of mushy. And it's also got the numeric keypads, and much like those, they have overlays that you slide these on the keypads, and you'll see what the keypads do. It's got the same adapter as the Commodore 64 and the Atari 2600, as you can see here. And the controller plugs in like so. See if I can plug it in there. There we go. And as you can see, yeah, docks in like so. It's a really nice way to... I will give the company credit for having a nice spot to dock the controllers. Now to show you everything else, like this brick-shaped AC adapter. Like, good lord, this thing is big. Like, goodness, this thing is big. Like, why would they design it like that? Here's the pin connector. Like, why would they make it like that size? Like, seriously. Unfortunately, that one doesn't work. But don't worry, I still have the one from my previous ColecoVision consoles that still works. And here's the one that still works. It's the same shape as the other one, except it's much longer than the other one, which is more convenient to have, because that's more convenient for when it comes to having the console on your lap. And, here's the plug. Here's the plug, so it ends with a small plug, much like the Atari 5200, which is convenient. I guess Coleco realized that the plug adapter was too big, so they re-released it with that thing instead of that big-ass plug. You can see the pin connectors are identical. Yeah, so they screwed up, so they re-released the console with that thing, I was assuming. Yeah. And here's the console's RF, aka its VHF connector. Now, it has a connector like that. You usually plug it into a box, and then you screw the box in the back of the TV. But, you can, however, get one of those coaxial pieces, which, I'll show you on the next part of the clip in this video. Hold on a sec. With some clever editing. So yeah, here it is. These things cost like a couple bucks on Amazon or eBay. And it plugs in like that, and you screw it into the coaxial part of the TV, and otherwise, without this thing, it's not compatible with TVs today, unfortunately. But as long as you have that adapter, not a problem. Now let's look at the games that I have for the ColecoVision. So, now I'm gonna show you the games. Here's Donkey Kong. This console came packaged with that game. It was one of the best-selling ColecoVision games the ColecoVision had to offer. Here's 2010, the graphic action game, which I don't know what kind of game that is. But I'll review it, and as you can see, it comes with these paper overlays that you slide on the keypads and you'll see what the controls do. And you can also conveniently, unlike the Intellivision, slide these paper overlays into the cartridges themselves, like so. Here's Dam Busters. Sorry if you couldn't get a close look at that. It's hard to see. We got Frogger, the most popular arcade game in the 80s. And the cartridges plug in like so, I forgot to mention. Here's a Cosmic Avenger. It's probably another space shooter. Centipede, which is good news because I finally got that. We got Defender by Atari Soft. So Atari did publish some games on this console, apparently. Space Fury by Sega. I'm assuming it's another space game. Smurfs Rescue in Carmrange Castle. I might butcher that. Now the cartridges may color... The color of the cartridges may look different, but the game is identical. Despite the color of the cartridge being different. One of my favorite games is Mousetrap, which is like one of those maze games. I'll talk about it in another video. Here's Slither. What else? Here's Turbo by Sega. Telly Turtle. I don't know what kind of game that is, but I'll review it on another video. Pit Stop by Epix. And I believe you could play some of these games on the Coleco Atom computer as well. Congo Bongo, which I'm assuming is Sega's clone or take on Nintendo's Donkey Kong. Sub Rock, Mr. Do, which might be a clone of Dig Dug, I could be wrong. Looping, Galactic, oh, Frantic Freddy, I'm sorry. My bad. Zaxxon by Sega, which is one of Sega's most popular arcade games. It's another space shooter. I have an educational game, which is Memory Manor from Fisher-Price. It's one of those unlicensed games. Super Action Baseball. Carnival. Space Panic. What else? Q*bert. Unfortunately, this cartridge doesn't work. I tried it, unfortunately. Venture. And my favorite Q*bert's Cubes, which is like solving a Rubik's Cubes. So that's the games. Now, to show you the graphics difference between the ColecoVision and the arcade and the Atari 2600, I'm going to show you the arcade graphics, the Atari 2600 graphics, and the ColecoVision graphics, just to show you the difference between the two show you the difference with the ColecoVision. So here's the arcade version of Q*bert, as you can see here on this picture I got from Google. So that's the arcade version of Q*bert. Now, the next picture I'm going to show you is the Atari 2600 version of Q*bert, as you can see on this picture. Then there's the ColecoVision version of Q*bert, so you can see the graphical differences between the two consoles. Now, Coleco did this just so that way they can look nearly identical to their arcade counterpart, basically. So anyway, guys, in conclusion with the ColecoVision, guys, what do I think about the ColecoVision? Well, sadly, the ColecoVision is kind of expensive and a little bit high demand. It's kind of a little bit more rare than the Atari 2600, but it does have some cool games. The only problem is the controller is kind of awkward, aside from the game Mousetrap. Although I did see a picture of someone making a clone of that console. Now, I don't have the photograph of the console, so I can't show you, but hopefully I'll be able to find it, but if I can't, I'll talk about it when I talk about, yeah. So anyway, yeah, because if you're gonna own this console, maybe you should get one of those Y adapters, which I'll show you in another video, where you can plug this controller in and plug in another joypad controller, like the Sega Genesis controller, instead of using these mushy fire buttons, so you can play games such as Q*bert's Cubes or Carnival. But for games like Mousetrap, you can definitely use these when it comes to playing Mousetrap. I tried it, and it's pretty effective. And these things go up to $300, I believe. And my friend was nice enough to give me this for $150. So I'd like to give a big shout out and thank you to my friend for selling this console to me. I previously had 3 ColecoVisions stop working on me, and this is the 4th one, and it still works. Yeah, when it comes to old video game systems, with consoles this old, sometimes you have to expect that. So, if you really want this console, you'll have to somehow rack up enough money to get this. Because, you'll be lucky if you get an opportunity to own one of these, because for games like Q*bert's Cubes or Carnival, or Mousetrap, you know? So anyway, subscribe for more videos like this, and be sure to hit a like if you like what you see here. Be sure to comment down, and feel free to comment down below, what is your favorite ColecoVision game to play on the ColecoVision? And furthermore, hit the notification bell and share my channel and share my videos with everyone you know. And I'll appreciate if you check out my other videos too. And yeah, this is me, signing off.